influential French mathematician and philosopher who contributed to many areas of mathematics. He worked on conic sections and projective geometry, and in correspondence with Fermat, he laid the foundation of theory of probability. He was born on June 19, 1623 in Clermont, France. In 1626, his mother passed away when he was 3 years old. In 1632, the Pascal's family moved to Paris. Pascal was a child prodigy educated by his father, who was a local judge in tax court. His health was never good and he died on August 19, 1662 at the age of 39. He was the third of Etienne Pascal's children and his only son. Blaise Pascal's achievements. Pascal had 40 inventions, including the Pascal line, which is an achievement in itself. The Pascal line is a numerical wheel calculator which, after 8 years, he improved it. The Pascal line was made out of clock, gears, and levers, and could solve basic mathematical problems like addition and subtractions. Some of his inventions are: first, he invented the syringe. Second, he invented the hydraulic press. Third, he helped with study the Pascal law of pressure. Fourth, he helped with the theory of probability. Fifth, he also helped with the study of the cycloid. This is the last thing he did before his death. Sixth, he invented the Pascal triangle. Seventh, the first digital calculator. Blaise Pascal's contribution. Pascal defined a convenient tabulator demonstration for binomial coefficients called Pascal's triangle. He expresses the numbers in triangle by corrections. Blaise Pascal invented his numerical wheel calculator called the Pascaline. Pascal's theorem states that if 6 arbitrary points are chosen on a conic and joined by line segments in any order to form a hexagon, then the 3 pairs of opposite sides of the hexagon meet at 3 points which lie on a straight line called Pascaline of hexagon. His latest scientific work was on cycloids. In 1658, he solved some problems and occupied many mathematicians, in particular related to the area and volume created by a cycloid rotation around its axis.
Philippe de Lahire. Philippe de Lahire was a French mathematician who worked on conic sections, on geodesy and astronomy. He was born on March 18, 1640 in Paris, France. He died on April 21, 1718 in Paris, France. His father was Laurent de Lahire.
Laurent was born in Paris and became a painter of some distinctions, getting commissions from the church, from politicians, and from wealthy Parisians who wished their portrait painted. He became a professor at Academy of Painting and Sculpture. Philip's mother was Margaret Cochrane, died 1669, and the De Lahire home was a stimulating place for children to grow up in. For Laurent and Margaret entertained artists, scientists, and mathematicians. The most notable mathematician who was frequently in their home was Gerard Desargues. Philip was the oldest of his parents' 5 children, having a younger brother, Bartholomew, and 3 younger sisters, Marie. He was born between the boys and 2 youngest members of family, Margaret and Louise. Lahire's contributions. Lahire provided an exposition of the properties of conic section. He began with focal definitions and applied Cartesian analytic geometry, the study of equation and the solution of indeterminate problems. He also displayed the Cartesian method for solving certain types of equation by intersection of curves. He published his first work, Observation sur les points d'attachement de tres lines droits qui touchen la section d'Ion in 1672. He followed his famous theatre's nouvelle méthode in géométrie pour les sections des superficies coniques et cylindriques in 1673. Next one is Jan de Witt. Jan de Witt was a Dutch mathematician and statesman who wrote on geometry and finance. He was born on September 24, 1625 in Dordrecht, Netherlands. Died on August 20, 1672 in The Hague, Netherlands. Accomplishment of Jan de Witt. Jan de Witt is one of the foremost European statesmen of 17th century who was consular pensionary or the political leader of Holland in 1653 to 1672, guided the United Provinces in the First and Second Anglo-Dutch Wars, 1652 to 1654, 1665 to 1667, and consolidated the nation naval and commercial power. Jan de Witt contributions. He had received a doctorate in law from University of Angers in 1645. His most important work, Elenca Curvarum Linearum, in 1659 to 1661, was finished in 1649 and was the first systematic development of the analytic geometry of the straight and line conic. It was published by Van Schooten as part of his edition of Descartes' geometry. He wrote The Word of Life, analyzed compares of redemption bonds, which applied probability to question of state finance.